Solve the following equations. So we have this equation: 2x to the power of 2 minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. I'm gonna first solve this equation with the quadratic formula, and then I'm gonna do it with another strategy called completing the square, and then finally we're gonna solve this equation using the calculator. So let's start with the quadratic formula. If we have an equation that looks like this, any number a, x to the power of 2, if we have an equation of the second degree, plus b is another number times x plus a constant, another number c, is equal to 0. Then we have the quadratic formula: x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b to the power of 2 minus 4 times a times c, and everything divided by 2 times a. So if we look at this equation, the number here in front of the x2 term is 2, so a is 2. The b is actually minus 1, because we don't write out minus 1x, we just write minus x, but it means minus 1x. So b is minus 1 and c is minus 6. So let's make some notes here. A is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 1, c is equal to minus 6. Now we can just enter the values of a, b, and c into this formula, and we'll get the answer. So let's do that. X is equal to minus b. Minus minus 1 is going to be 1. I'm just going to write 1. Plus minus square root of b to the power of 2 minus 1 to the power of 2 is minus 1 times minus 1 is 1. Minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c. I'm going to write minus 6 within brackets, so we sure that we're getting the minus 6. And then everything divided by 2a, which is 2 times a, 2 times, and a is 2. So let's see, 1 plus minus square root of, and then divided by 4. 1 minus, so let's do this, minus 4 times 2 times minus 6, so it's going to be positive, because minus 4 times minus 6 is going to be plus. So this is going to be minus 4 times 2 is minus 8, minus 8 times minus 6 is minus 48. 1 plus 48 is 49. 1 plus minus square root of 49 is going to be 1 plus minus 7, and everything divided by 4. Let's continue on the next row. We can split this up, so we can write 1 over 4 and then plus minus, and we divide the 7 by 4, so plus minus 7 over 4. Since this is an equation of the second degree, we're going to have two solutions. So x is going to be, we can write the first solution x1, the second solution x2. So x1 is going to be 1 over 4 plus 7 over 4. 1 plus 7, 8 over 4. 8 over 4 we can simplify as 2. Second solution, 1 over 4 minus 7 over 4. 1 minus 7 is minus 6 over 4. We can simplify this, divide minus 6 by 2 and divide 4 by 2. We get minus 3 and 2. So x is 2 or minus 3 over 2. That's the quadratic formula, and it looks like this. Now we're gonna do another method that's called completing the square. So let's write down the equation here again. The equation was 2x to the power 2 minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. It's easier to get rid of the 2 in front of the x2 term. So I'm going to divide the left side of the equation, divide everything by 2, and everything on the right side by 2. So if I take this part divided by 2, we're going to end up with x over 2 minus x divided by 2 is minus x over 2 minus 6 divided by 2 is minus 3. 0 divided by 2 is still 0. Now we know that we can rewrite this side as an expression that looks like this. We're gonna have an x here, we're gonna have an x here, and since we have minus here, I'm just gonna write minus and minus. We don't know the number here yet, so I'm just gonna do like this. I'm gonna do like this. If we have these brackets, we know that we can get back to this equation by multiplying this with this. So x times x, let's do that down here. X times x is x2. Then we're gonna multiply x with minus this number. And then we're gonna take this number, or minus this number, times x, and then minus this number times minus this number. 4 operations. So what number should we write here and here to get minus x over 2? Well, if we write 1 over 4, we can try to see if this will give us minus x over 2. So let's expand this one. First, x times x is x to the power of 2. X times minus 1 over 4 is minus x over 4. Then minus 1 over 4 times x, once again minus x over 4. Minus 1 over 4 times minus 1 over 4 is going to be plus 1 over 16. Let's simplify this a little bit. X over to the power of 2 minus a fourth of an x, and fourth of an x is half an x, so minus x over 2 plus 1 over 16. Now compare this one to this one. The first x2 term is the same, the second one minus x over 2 is the same. The only thing that is different is the number. So we have to compensate. We can rewrite this as this, right? And we know that if we expand this, we will get this. That's what we just did. The only problem is that it's not exactly the same thing as this expression, because here we have plus 1 over 16 and we would like to have minus 3. So we have to add a number here. So I'm gonna add minus 3 and minus a 16th. So let's see, minus 3, sorry, minus a 16th. Let's change this into 16th. So I'm gonna write it as minus 3 times 16 over 16 minus 1/16. This is going to be minus 3 times 10 is 30, 48 over 16 minus 1/16. It's going to be minus 49 over 16. So I'm gonna add minus 49 over 16. Now we just have a couple of things left to do. Oops, let's delete these. One more time. Okay. So let's get back to the equation. We know that this equation is equal to this equation. Okay, so it's equal to 0. This was just some calculations we did in between. So we can rewrite this equation as this equation. And let's go back to this form to the power of 2 minus 49 over 16 is equal to 0. I would like to move this thing to the right side, then it becomes plus x minus 1 over 4 to the power of 2 is equal to 49 over 16. I would like to get rid of the to the power of 2 on the left side, so I take the square root of the left side and the square root of the right side. Then we know that we get x minus 1 over 4, and then we end up with plus minus the square root of 49 over 16. We would like to have x alone on the left side, so I'm going to move minus 1 over 4 to the right side. Then we end up with 1 over 4, and we still have plus minus. Let's calculate this. Square root of 49 is going to be 7. Square root of 16 is going to be 4. We recognize this from before. So the first solution, x1. The second solution, x2. Let's take 1 over 4 plus 7 over 4. And the second solution, 1 over 4 minus 7 over 4. This is 2, and this is minus 6 over 4 is minus 3 over 2. And the last thing we're going to do is use the calculator. The easiest thing is just to create a new document, and we add a calculator document. Let's define the function. So I'm going to write the function f1, control this symbol, is equal to, and then 2 times x to the power of 2 minus x minus 6. Enter. Now we have defined the function that we call f1. That's the name of our function. Now we can go to menu, and I think it's algebra, and find the zeros of the function f1, but we also have to write comma x. We have to write the name of the variable. This is a function of the variable x. So the name of the function and then the variable. And then we press enter, and we have minus 3/2, and we have 2 as the solution.